Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump's trying to end the war between Ukraine and Russia, and he met alongside JD Vance with Ukrainian President Zelensky today in the White House, and things got a little bit heated because Zelensky has sent a lot of mixed messages in terms of these mineral deals, which basically means that the United States would be able to extract minerals in exchange for all of the foreign aid that we've given to Ukraine, which has been to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars or so over the past few years. It's been an absurd amount of money that we've given them just to keep Russia at bay. It's an unwinnable war. Zelensky wants it to continue, which really isn't even all that great for his own people. And then he decides to go into the White House and lecture the American president, Donald Trump, and JD Vance on what they're doing. And again, Donald Trump is a real leader. He is not Joe Biden. He does not get rolled over by the Uniparty, rolled over by Ukraine, rolled over by these interests. Donald Trump will stand up for America. He'll stand up for himself and his own foreign policy, even if it's not technically the popular thing to do in a lot of these circles, but he did it. And I wanted to play some of these clips because it just kind of shows how Donald Trump just strongmanned Zelensky, and we're going to be playing this here. Take a listen.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
So basically, Vance is just 100% correct here, because they have problems bringing people into the military. They've exhausted a lot of their manpower. Then they go to people who, are a little bit too old to usually fight to be in the military on the front lines, or then they'll go to people that are a little bit too young. It's just how these things typically go. Their military is completely depleted, and it's not good for the Ukrainian people in general because you have this war. It's an unwinnable war. You're going to have to make a deal. Yeah, it's unrealistic to say that their borders are going to be like their pre-2022 or pre-2014 borders, but if you actually want to end the war, you're going to have to make a deal. And if you want continued funding or support to make sure that Russia can't go any further, you're going to have to give us something in return, like a mineral deal where we can extract these rare minerals from Ukraine, which would pay off that support. I don't think a lot of people would have a problem with that. If it's a net benefit for us, it would technically be America first. Not like we're going to be sending people over there or whatever. But when you look at this, it's like Zelensky just doesn't want to budge. He still thinks he's dealing with the Biden White House and he can take advantage of us. But you can't take advantage of Trump, and you definitely can't take advantage of Vance. And this is definitely a shining moment for him. He's a very hands-on VP that will bode very well for 2028 if Donald Trump's administration is popular, because not only is Trump in the spotlight, but it's a good thing Vance is right beside him, and everybody's on board with the idea that Zelensky's out of line. Marco Rubio has said it. Mike Waltz has said it, who is kind of, I guess, one of the more hawkish appointees that Donald Trump put in his cabinet. But no, even those people are a little bit fed up with Zelensky. Even some of the people you would think are like neocons, but actually are doing a very good job. But we're going to play the rest of this clip here.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
So basically, Vance is calling out Zelensky because he's like, you're coming in here to lecture us. And then Zelensky decides to say, oh, well, there's an ocean between you and China. He's basically saying, oh, what's going to happen if China comes? And it's like, we can deal with that. But the bottom line is Zelensky's just trying to bite the hand that feeds him. Like, we're trying to end the war. We're doing him a favor. We're doing the Ukrainian people a favor and the Russian people a favor because we don't want people to continue dying in these conflicts. We don't like it. It's bloodshed. It's senseless. We got to have the adults in the room running the show so you don't have these conflicts continue. And Donald Trump is that adult in the room, and Zelensky's the child basically saying, no, you got to continue to support me. And it's like, no, you're biting the hand that's feeding you. And you could do that when Biden's in the White House, but you can't do that with Trump and Vance are in the White House. So Donald Trump now is going to be just going off on Zelensky. It gets heated. Let's play this part of the clip.
God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position to
this
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What do you-
III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to
respect to you.
It's so true. You're playing with World War III. You want to keep instigating when a deal could possibly be made. And that's not like caving to Russia. That's not sympathizing with Putin. That's just common sense and reality. You need to stop this war. It's been going on for 3 years. You're not gaining ground. The more you continue, the more you probably end up losing ground. Why not just make a deal right now and end the bloodshed? Because it is true, you're not in a position to act like you're winning a war when you're really not. You're just not. And you need to come to the table and make a deal so we can get this over with. And Zelensky would just rather grandstand in front of the media in our own country. I mean, this is the same guy who campaigned in Pennsylvania with Kamala Harris and Josh Shapiro campaigning for Kamala Harris to win the presidential election. He's clearly has no interest in our country if that's what he's doing in the first place. But still, it just goes to show that he's just a part of that machine. And he goes in front of the American media, tries to one-up Trump, and it just doesn't work when you have strong leadership. Donald Trump, yeah, he's kind of a little frustrated, and he's going off, but everything that he's saying is just 100% accurate. And we'll play the last 20 seconds here.
Far more than a lot of people said
wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank you?
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
It's true, because Donald Trump is not anti-Ukraine or pro-Russia. That's not what this is about. A lot of people will engage in bad faith and try to say that, but this is just mainly about just stopping the conflict, which will in turn save Ukraine. It will save lives, and Zelensky is not that popular in Ukraine compared to where he was in 2022. He is a dictator of his own right. People were mad when Trump said it, but there's no elections. They've suspended the elections, and Trump said he had a 4% approval rating. It's higher than that, but it's not ridiculously high. There is a big portion of Ukraine right now that is not happy with the way Zelensky's handled things, and he is losing several hypothetical polls when paired up against other people in Ukraine in a future election. And there's several other really good clips of Trump. There's one right here, a shorter clip. We'll play this one. Where he basically just flips the question back on the reporter, and it's just the way he does it. It's honestly fine wine. It's better with age, honestly. This is not like Biden. People were comparing, he's old, so he's going to end up like Biden. No, this is top of his game level stuff. Let's play this clip.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me.
Yep, there you go. It's so true. Everyone says, oh, well, Trump is like this puppet of Putin. Well, Putin may respect Trump, but it's mainly because of the fact that he knows that you can't mess around with Donald Trump. People are saying, why isn't Trump this hard on Putin as he is with Zelensky? Trump told Putin that if he ever went into Ukraine, that we would bomb Moscow. People will say that's like a neocon statement, which it's really not. It's just Donald Trump knowing how to play his cards right when he's on the world stage. And he's basically saying, yeah, we have the power to do this. Don't do it. We're going to be flexing our muscles and they're going to be backing away. And that's what Donald Trump does. He will talk tough to Zelensky, get him to come to the table. If he has to talk tough to Putin or these other world leaders, he's going to do so. And so many people are upset about it, but these are the same people that have cheered on the failed foreign policy of our country for decades. And it's just been downright embarrassing. So there's another clip here where Donald Trump has talked about what his true intentions are, and we're going to play this right here.
I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing if we could do this. I'm doing this to save lives more than anything else. Second is to save a lot of money, but I consider that to be far less important. So I hope I'm going to thank you, Brian, for that question. It was a nice question. I hope I'll be known and recognized as a peacemaker. This would be a great thing to solve. This is a very dangerous situation. This could lead to a third world war. This was headed in the wrong direction. If this election were lost, if we didn't win this election, and by the way, we won it by a lot. That was a mandate. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. We won everything. If we didn't win, I think this could have very well ended up in a third world war.
And he's right. And we understand how our political class at large is still acting towards Ukraine, and they still want to continue this conflict, and it's just become a big, big mess. And we don't want World War III. It just would not be good for anybody involved. And Trump winning definitely kept the odds of that happening at bay, and now he's trying to end the conflicts. Even though it's taking a lot to even get Zelensky to come to the table, he's trying to do it. And again, Trump offered Zelensky, as this tweet says, a way out of war, and he made a miscalculation. He thinks it's Biden. He'd be better off taking the mineral deal, give up a little bit of land, and have our interests there. So yeah, you're protected in exchange for the mineral deal, so we get something out of it that's going to be beneficial on net for our country. And he's just like, no, continue the war that we're not winning. It's ridiculous. And Donald Trump took to Truth Social today and said, we had a very meaningful meeting in the White House. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation. It's amazing what comes out through emotion, and I've determined that Zelensky's not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiation. But I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the U.S. in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace, and it's true. He did disrespect the country, arguably. First of all, he doesn't wear a suit. He shows up wearing like a tracksuit or something of that nature, like a Henley top, and he's just sitting there. And Donald Trump and Vance both mog the guy. People say, well, height doesn't matter, your stature doesn't matter in politics, but it does. It does. You're sitting across from a world leader who towers over you, who has a lot more aura, who's like the alpha dog in the room, and you're coming off as like a little bit weak, a little bit like a beta. It doesn't make your country look good, just the sheer optics of it. Not only do you have one of those people on our side that fits that bill, you have another one sitting right next to him, Donald Trump's likely successor in JD Vance, just both going out there and just eviscerating you when you're going to step out of line. Because, yeah, we're America. We have interests. They're not necessarily at odds of what's at the best interest for your country. But if you're unwilling to work for us and screw us over and make these promises or talk about a mineral deal and then renege on the mineral deal, we are going to embarrass you when you're going to try to come to our country and lecture us in front of our media. So a big victory for Donald Trump, a big victory for JD Vance in these negotiations. Hopefully Zelensky will be ready, come back to the table, get a peace deal. That would be a big victory for Donald Trump's presidency, and hopefully it happens sooner than later. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.